Rosario ma'am is taking care of all over South America, and she is always traveling with Sivasa whenever Shivasa is in South and North America, I guess. And she's organizing workshops in many South American countries. It's a very pleasure to have her in today's session. Actually, I requested her to um, tell her the workshop, session about her PVH journey. So she's starting with the current one. After that, she'll go back in the coming weeks. She will go back to the other her experience in traveling with Sir and treat in with PVH what she f- she was what she was getting and giving and all these things. Her journey with overall journey with PVH, she is going to share with us in coming weeks. So this week, it is her India trip. Yes, Rosario ma'am, please proceed.
Thank you, dear Madam Sriniti. Thank you. Hello, everyone. It's my honor and pleasure to be here talking to all of you and especially sharing this past month's trip that has been, without doubt, the trip of my life. I was just realizing that next month, on the 15th, exactly a month from now almost, it's going to be 10 years that I met Mr. Siva Sir here in Uruguay when he came to give a class. And it's incredible how 10 years have gone by like this, like a wind. It just flew by with so much incredible learning, understanding, and participating in this wonderful way of life that is PVH. I am so grateful for everybody, everything, and everybody that is part of this experience. I'm talking of all of you, especially, of course, our dear Mr. Siva Sir, Madam Sriniti, and so many others that are working hand in hand and heart to heart to make PVH available to the poorest of the poor. It's a real honor. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me, not only tonight to be with all of you, but also thank you for inviting me to this beautiful trip that I just came back some days ago. And I am still, like in between worlds, a bit there and a bit here. I haven't landed completely because everything that we lived in this almost month of travel was really very important for me. First of all, is my first time in India. I had never been in India before. And well, it's another world. It's a complete different world from my world or what I'm used to. And of course, well, I don't know if many of you know, but the trip started in Borobudur, and then Mr. Siva's son's marriage, and then India. The thing is, I never got to get to Borobudur this time because for silly reasons, visa reasons, or whatever. I have been to Borobudur twice already, but was very eager to go this time, and I didn't make it. Instead, I waited for the group in Kuala Lumpur, accepting whatever, as Mr. Siva has taught us, has taught me, to accept what I cannot change. Well, I was accepting and I was there waiting for the group, and the group finally arrived to KL, to Kuala Lumpur, for Mr. Siva's son's wedding, which was an incredible preparation and an incredible, for me, a wonderful way of getting to know a bit of India, because this, in a way, is an Indian marriage, and to be near Sir's family and all the people of PVH that were there. This photo of Mr. Siva, the first photo that we were showing, I took it in on the Friday before of the wedding, where we had this beautiful family celebration. And then there came the day of the wedding. The day of Mr. Siva Samsvinod's wedding for me was an unforgettable day in my life. First of all, because I met many people that I only knew by name through all these years, and suddenly I was getting to know them face to face, and I received so much love from everybody, so much love, such beautiful encounters with people that I had known by name, and finally I had there. It was something I cherish that night forever, because I really, really, it's something incredible for me how through this work that we do, trying to be our better selves and to help as many people as we can, how we can touch the hearts of people that maybe we don't even really know them. And so many people came to tell me such beautiful things, that my heart was really, really, really in such a state of gratitude and of awe. In I could never, of course, I know that the PVH works in mysterious ways and touches the hearts of people, but so many people came to tell me so many important things that happened to them through a word I said, or whatever I could have said, or maybe not even realizing I was saying something so meaningful, or doing something so meaningful for somebody that is across the world. It was really a humbling experience for me. And also taking part of this celebration, this PVH wedding, was really beautiful. There's no other word to say. PVH is so simple, so basic, and so important, so transcendent. I really am very grateful for this first experience, and having been there, of course, with many people that made the night, the moment, the day. It wasn't the day, the Sunday in the morning, so special. Everybody was so loving. First of all, in as you can see in the pictures, we were dressed in saris. The girls from, this is Pilar from Mexico, and the girls from Spain, we were all dressed in beautiful saris that the team got for us with so much love, preparing everything and putting us into this beautiful look. I was really, really moved and loved it, loved it, loved to be in a sari, and felt really like a princess. I was feeling like a princess. It was so beautiful. So the this wedding for me was something very important, and I didn't know that soon I would be in another Indian wedding. I had no idea. But after this celebration, that for me showed me what is important, that the man, the groom, is going to take care of the bride, and the bride is going to take care of her man, her groom. It's so simple, so basic, and so important. This is what is important. I will walk with you and I will help you in everything I can. You're the special person for me, and you will do the same for me. I think this is the basis of any marriage, any. So it was very beautiful, very humbling. And then we went on from there. We started, well, we went around KL, and with a beautiful group, and getting to know all the people from all around. It was very beautiful. Those days in Malaysia were really special for me. And then we started the India trip. And this is really, I was very eager to be able to see classes in India, because I see that Sir has a special, not a special interest, it's not the word, but he puts a lot of effort into the classes of India, because I feel it's like a universe. India is like a, it's like a, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a world of its own, and it's so big and so demands so much, needs so much, and it's so open that, sir, really, it was very beautiful. And we started with of course, we started first going to the PVH Center, which was my number one, my motive for this trip was to see the new learning PVH Learning Center. And well, I filmed, but I really, at the end of this presentation is just a small part of what I filmed, because everything that Sir has shown and is the important thing. So I didn't want to overlap that. But the center was, for me, something, I will talk about that later. It was incredible, and it was the start of the India trip. It was going to the center. So this is the highlight of the trip for me. What Mr. Siva and Madame Sriniti, with the help of a lot of beautiful people, have done there is something that is pulsing with, it's like a newborn that is really going to change the game. PVH, I feel in my heart that 2025 for PVH is very important. And I know this new PVH Learning Center is at the core of all this new life that is happening for PVH, because simply because the world and everybody in the world needs so much help and so much awareness and consciousness. So starting there in Chennai, going to the center, no words to describe it, what they have done there, the team and the constructor and the people, that the artists that did all the work, the artwork in the center, is just no words to describe that. Chapeau, as we say here. I take my hats off because it's incredible. After that, we went to the first class I saw in India was a Coimbatore class. And there I was completely, I couldn't believe, first of all, the size of the class, the concentration of everybody in such a big salon. And what really blew my mind away is the team in that city, and how everybody worked and managed all those people, and the questions, and the I was really impressed. The fantastic work of the team of Coimbatore. Of course, I have not been in many other big classes around India, but this one for me was really an astonishing teamwork. Everybody doing their part and managing so well such a big class, to the benefit of everybody, to be able to be with Mr. Siva and to have a moment with him, and to be able to learn and to use the class to the benefit of all those people. It was really very impressive. I want to congratulate all the team in Coimbatore. Of course, I don't know the names of everybody, but I was really, really impressed. So thank you for that experience. I loved that class. I could not understand, of course, what they were saying, but in a way I could, because I could understand the intonations and what it was about, listening to Sir. And I was really, my heart was very warm there. After this, we went, two very important things happened really immediately after this class. I was not expecting it. We went to a church, and in this church, it's called St. Thomas Church, in Chennai, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, there were many souls to be elevated, but for the Catholic religion in which I was brought up, something very impressive happened, and it is that 11 of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ and Mother Mary came and were elevated. They desired to be elevated after so many years. And this is something that I was very, very impressed, because Of course, I have been with Sir in many churches, in many cities, big churches, big cathedrals, but it was in India that 11 of the 12 apostles and Mother Mary came to Sir to be elevated. It was a profound moment to be able to be there, to share that moment with Sir in a very small part of the chapel. We just sat in the floor there, and it was a very important moment for me. And after this, we went on to another thing that surprised me a lot, and it was the center of also in Coimbatore, the center, the Isha Center. This place really surprised me. I didn't imagine it would be like this, with this huge statue and the energy that you could feel there. It was not a nice place for me. And also many important, I don't know how to call them, gurus or sadgurus, or came to be elevated. And I really understood that all souls, no matter what religious background or what path they have chosen, once we are not in our bodies anymore, we are all the same. We realize that some immediately and some after a long, many centuries maybe, but we come to a point where we say, okay, I shouldn't be here. I need to go on, go on to my causal body. Please help me. And this is what I felt here in this Isha center, that many souls that supposedly had a lot of knowledge, or because you must understand that for me, India is a place of religious spiritual knowledge. This is how I've seen India since I remember. So to see these souls that came to Sir for elevation in the Catholic religion, in the spiritual India, spirituality. I don't want to say religion because the word is a small world. For me, it was an eye opener. Everybody is the same. Every soul, when it comes to the important things, we're all the same. We can be looking for something that our mind takes us here and there, and our egos tells us this and that, and there comes a point where we say, okay, enough of this. Please help me go where I must go. And this is a part of this trip that I think is the core for me. How everybody, no matter where we are born, no matter the walk of life we come from, when we are done listening to our what is in our small mind of I want this, I want that, I need this, be it fame, power, money, love, whatever is in our mind. After we go after that, we come to a place that we say, okay, this is not it. Please let me go back. I need help. And this is what these souls come to Siva Sir, come to PVH asking for help. Please help me get to where I can go so I can get on with what really matters. And this is the most important thing I have realized in this India trip, that all souls are the same. Down in the bottom of our hearts, and where it's important, we're all the same. And it arrives one moment in our lives, or our soul's life, our soul's path, when we realize, okay, I've I've gone, I've traveled enough. I've looked for whatever enough. Now let me go back to my causal body so I can really go back to my path, to what I have to do, balance my karma, do good. This is what I have seen in first in this beautiful church where I never expected to find, after having been in so many churches in the Christian world and sir in Vatican City, come to India to find Mother Mary and 11 apostles. Incredible. I would never have imagined. And there they were asking sir for help. And now, and after this place, the Isha Center, where there were so many um, Sadgurus, I think is the word Mr. Siva used when we were there, and they all wanted to get elevated. So for me, there are no boundaries. The differences are only in our head, in our birth, in the place of birth, but we're all the same. After this, I was very surprised. I thought we were going to a class, and I was very surprised to see that we arrived in another wedding celebration. This time we were in Aurangabad, and I thought we were going for a class. And yes, there was a class, but there was a beautiful wedding of Madame Salana's son's wedding. And they treat us in this beautiful hospitality of a beautiful Indian family. And of course, Sir was the guest of honor, and you can see him dancing here. I loved how everybody treated him and how he was one with everybody, having fun and of course enlightening everything with his energy and his strength and his smile. So this family, I felt very, very well received. I didn't know this family, and here we were, and they just treated us fantastically. We ate delicious, and we danced, and we met a lot of beautiful people. Not forgetting Madame Sarita Bora and her lovely daughter, and of course Madame Sadana's family, her son and the bride. Very beautiful couple. After this, we had a beautiful class in Delhi. It was important because I feel that for me, after this big class in Coimbatore and this encounters we had in this church and then in this Isha Center, we came to this class, which was not a very big class, but I feel it was a very important class. People here were very moved and touched and were really open and listening to Sir. And after this class, we went to a class in Rajasthan. And here I had again, I saw how Sir, because what I feel is that Mr. Siva doesn't, of course, in his classes, he teaches us, he gives us a lot of knowledge and information. But I feel that we can also learn from Sir, from observing Sir. This person in orange came to the class. He was sitting in the back of the class. And suddenly he went forward and he wanted to say something. And so Sir gave him the microphone. And this person started talking about whatever was in his mind. 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And I was like shocked. What is this person hijacking Mr. Siva's class? The Sir was just there listening. And suddenly, very swiftly, I don't even know how he did it, but the microphone was back in Mr. Siva's hand, and the man was satisfied, standing there without having to be, hard or anything. Just managed to keep going with his class. So it was a lesson for me in how we can put people in their place and keep doing our job without hurting anybody, without needing to be rough or tough or rude even. No. Because then this gentleman, an hour later, more or less, he came again. again he came to the front and again wanted to speak. And so Mr. Siva asked him what he felt of the class up to now, what he had understood. He didn't answer. He started talking all that was in his mind again. And Mr. Siva did it again without any harsh word or without even this man realizing. Sir said something, said thank you very much, and had the microphone back in his hand and kept going with the class. It was a master class on how we can go on and we can be and we can do what we must without hurting other people, without being without necessary unnecessary uh, bad feelings or harsh feelings. No, just like that. He was just like that. He was very kindly but strongly going on with his class. So once again, I learned, and hats off for Mr. Siva, because he manages to just keep doing what he wants to do, or what needs to be done. I must say that all over we started in the south and we ended in New Delhi, and all over India, Mr. Siva and Madam Sriniti took us and showed us beautiful, delicious food, which for me, it was one a lifetime experience, because here in where I live in Uruguay, South America, we don't have good examples of India food. When I have traveled, I have experienced, but nothing like we ate in this trip. Everybody cooked deliciously, or they took us to eat in delicious places. So please don't ask me one name. I don't know the name of anything, but everything was absolutely delicious. And I must say that the word that cannot be said, gulab jamun, also delicious. But of course, Sir showed us how to eat it after draining all the sugar away, but very delicious. We had a laugh, and I understand why we cannot eat that daily. Of course not, but everything I found very delicious. After these classes, Mr. Siva kept teaching, and while he was teaching, he wanted to show us, Pilar and myself, the beautiful places that were around us. And he took us to this this fortification, which I found incredible. The work there was very beautiful. And as you can see, we rode on elephants, such beautiful creatures. Our elephant was called Sonia, and I thanked her because she had to put up with us. But she was very beautiful, very soft. And for me, it was also a lovely experience. I never thought I would ride on an elephant. And there we were. This fort had incredible works of art, the doors, the everything. It was, for me, it was very beautiful to see.